Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in the world. This is Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. And today, on the Sept of the Green, at the edge of the Sept, where some vehicles buses just pulling away, leaving dust trailing behind it, there is a lonely Garu standing there and looking at the disappearing trails, and several other Garu are approaching swiftly, not yet knowing that they have missed their opportunity for today's bloodshed and destruction. One of the Garu that is not yet aware she has missed out on the action for today is Catcher Smith, and she will be limping and shuffling as fast as she can, knowing she didn't have much information, but she was trying to make it. And as she sees 10 Point stood there and the buses pulling away, she will slow down and keep walking in 10 Point's direction, but is at a much slower, less forced pace. She will call out to 10 Point. Is that them gone?
Yeah, 10 Point, upon spotting her heading up, will give her head a deep bow before kind of glancing off in the indicated direction. Yes, that would be them.
Oh well. I mean, probably for the best, but you were here. How come you are not with them?
Well, there were only so many seats, Yef. And I do not rate priority. I have already made a contribution of my own.
Oh?
And she'll nod a bit, kind of reach up and, I mean, not annoyance per se, but just kind of idly flick one of the baubles dangling from her antlers. I spoke to the spirit of Rabbit before the mission departed and bargained a boon for those on the mission. Perhaps they'll be more able to avoid the silver that I know will be shot at them, yes.
I'm sure they will appreciate it. That sounds pretty darn useful. I have tried to do something for them. I managed to get info last time that was helpful, but what I got this time was not so much. I doubt they'll need what I found, but one of the Ryas had asked me to see what I could find this time.
Were you able to get the information to Teresa Raya?
No, I doubt it would have been any help anyway. We couldn't get. No one knew much this time. All I could find was that people were. Yeah, I couldn't get any specifics. Wouldn't have really been helpful, but at least they might have known that I did do something for them. I didn't forget.
Every little bit, yes. You could always message it to her, perhaps, if you have, and she kind of mimes the thumb typing.
Nah, it's okay.
And she'll give a light shrug.
So, bounding up to you guys, like some freakish, like, fast-forwarding movie because he's spending rage, you guys just hear this as he gets closer.
Is he stuck in Krynos?
Yeah. And you just see this, like, 10-foot tall, like, murder beast, like, running at you guys. And and the Garu Hartong is basically like he's saying like wait, and like he kind of like runs between y'all, kind of like if you're any kind of close, he basically like blows you apart, and he'll even like push 10 out of the way, and he's just like, wait, you don't leave me, I leave you on the Wormfoe. And then he turns around, he's like, 10 why didn't you stop them? And it sounds like basically a series of like snarls and growls because, you know, Krynos.
Yeah, I could definitely say 10 eyes go wide on that incoming bullet of fur and hate.
And needless to say, he has like this really big ass hammer in his hand, even though it's like a one-hander. But probably looks like a two-hander for like a regular human. And he's covered in blue woad, and like it has like claw, looks like a big giant claw mark across his face, and then like there's glyphs, like Viking glyphs on him as well that you probably wouldn't know what they mean, but it's evident that they're there because, you know, blue paint against his like gray fur.
Oh yeah, 10 will go sprawling into the parking lot and off the sidewalk. Somewhat gracelessly.
Thatcher is down on her knees at this point and is just staring at the floor.
And yeah, 10 decides that maybe staying down is the way to go, and just decides to get comfortable on her back because oh shit.
Yeah, he basically like kind of like, you know, like when somebody like you like, I don't know, it's like in TV shows like or movies, like when the car is like kind of like dashing off and like the guy comes up behind and just kind of kicks the dirt at them, like really pissed off. Like this does the same thing, but it does like that really like annoying like screeching sound because his Krynos nails rake against the pavement.
Just about the time that Felix comes running up, also covered in blue war paint. Just what? Huh?
They fucking left us.
Are you
They
fucking
left me.
Well, damn it!
Damn it!
And then behind them comes Shady, trotting up, not exerting herself, not covered in paint, and looking thoroughly amused. Managed to miss the bus, which she probably said they probably would beforehand. And then she just plops into a sitting position next to Eric and a tongue wall.
The fucking respect.
Sorry, Riot.
Why didn't you save the... Why aren't you on that bus?
There was only so much room to be had, Raya. I didn't rate a spot.
Right, because you're the Metis and they left you behind. Yeah, I get it now. And who the fuck is this? And he kind of like looks over to Katja and like he like uses his foot to kind of like roll her over. I don't know if she like what she's doing, but
yeah, she was pretty much down on her knees in front of him. She wasn't on her back, but she was like right down. And yeah, she will sort of tip her head up at that point and show her throat as best she can, and is not looking him in the eye. Raya, I am Katja Smith, Clea, Bone Philadox. I've not been here long, a little while. I also didn't make the bus.
Felix.
And, go ahead,
I was just gonna say, Felix just comically like peeks past Skavgard's frame and like makes himself apparent to Katja.
Shady leans the opposite direction.
Were you guys like sprouting like off of him or something, like from behind?
Yep.
Wow.
It's an optical illusion.
And yeah, he'll kind of like come over and like give her a sniff. Does she have like any pure breed on her at all?
Oh
She
no.
is a bone Nora, so no.
Oh, okay, that's right.
But yeah.
Well. Welcome to the Sept of the Green, I guess. Ungrateful motherfuckers. And he'll kind of like thumb to himself, and again with the snarls and growls, he'll kind of like introduce himself. Eric Skovgard, deeded Allus Ash. First and last battle, Humble's Blood, Shadows of Moonlit Mall, Guardian of Memory, Agent of the Nation, Harun, the God of Fenris, and Wormfoe to the Sept of the Green. You can rise, Cleof.
Well, look up at him, slightly in awe, glance at Felix and Shady's direction, and will slowly get to her feet. At that point, they will probably notice that as she's getting up, she's quite stiff on her right side, and looks a bit awkward getting up.
What, you got a kink in your leg? You got a Charlie horse?
It's an injury where it never healed very well.
Oh, that sucks. What happened?
Looks a little bit uncomfortable. It was a fight against some Fomori, Raya. I was injured. I thought I was going to die. I didn't, but this was left. Yeah.
Well, you survived, and you're still serving Gaia, so why do you seem so timid about it?
Because not everyone's a badass like you, Skovgard.
You're right. Have you met this one before? And he looks to Shady and points to Katja.
Nope. And then she looks at Katja and says, "Hey." The most unlupus lupus you have ever seen in your life.
Hello?
I'm Shady Side Up of the new moon, born on 4 legs, cleareth of the nation.
It's good to meet you. I haven't, well, I've met surprisingly few bone Noras here.
Yeah, it's a problem.
I thought this was a bone Nora sept, but yeah.
You would have thought so.
Everyone looks at the camera for a second.
That's how we like to get them. We like to do the bait and switch. Welcome to the Sept of the Green, where you get left behind by your peers who you actually look over.
After they paint you and prep you to kill shit, leave you in the dust.
Biggest dick tease ever.
I told both of you that all that paint was taking too much time, and we were gonna miss it.
Hey, you got to dress for the occasion.
You can't make the occasion if you miss the bus.
Well, at least we look good, right, Felix?
Right.
Look at you and your blandness.
Yeah, we're all winning here. Look at us. Look at all of us winning.
Yeah, the look of amusement and utter utterly flummox on Catcher's face is probably quite impressive at this point.
For somebody who's supposed to be pretty pissed off, Shady certainly seems to kind of take the edge off of him with that. So, Catcher, where'd you come from?
Hey, Skavgard, maybe don't be so nosy all the time.
It's my job to be nosy.
Well, clearly she's okay. She's here, isn't she?
He is.
Yeah, so?
She must have met with the previous worm foe.
I
Did you?
didn't really have a chance to meet any worm foes.
Oh, well then you're slacking, and you should be ashamed.
Yeah. There was circumstances. But I'm happy to explain myself, Raya. I I actually, well, I came here at the suggestion of a bone gnawer who once made this sept home. He gave me the directions and gave me introduction to some things here, some people in the city and his kinfolk. But I came here from, well, I came on a moon bridge from Denmark.
And in Danish, he'll say, "You come from Denmark?" I'm from Denmark.
Reply, I do speak not as good, but yeah, I spent some time in Copenhagen. It's where I became a bone gnawer, where I moved on from Cub.
He'll switch actually over to English. And Copenhagen, that's where I was born. And admittedly, there's not very many Bonar there.
Sorry?
At least not that I'm familiar with. At least not last I heard.
I'm gonna reload because my computer's being really weird. I'm sorry.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, to fill the dead space, Shady's just going to be staring at the shit between 10 Point's antlers.
10 Point even more distractingly as the conversation has gone on, and she has thankfully been forgotten, just kind of laying there in the parking lot. Will have reached up to ensure that her little bro is okay. And that means that while there's a bunch of distracting stuff strung between her antlers, there is a tiny white mouse that she plucks from where it's been settled, probably gripping for its life at the base of one that she has kind of freed up from her hair and brought down and kind of sat on her chest and is kind of stroking and curing at and generally trying to reassure and calm. Weird ass starages, am I right?
She picked herself up though, right?
Oh no, she's still laying there. You never told her she could get up, so she's just gotten comfy.
Oh, okay. My bad.
I am back. My internet was freaking me out and I couldn't hear things.
Yeah, he switched over to English and he was just like, Um, he hasn't come across many Bonar in Copenhagen because that's where he grew up at. So you're pretty much of a rarity to him.
There are not many bone gnawers, but they took me in at a time when I needed things. I needed someone. I needed a people. And she gives a very wry smile at this point. Like yourself, not bone gnawers were not originally my people, but who I am now.
What were you before? And he kind of like kneels, like he kind of like squats, kind of like looks at her, like very suspect.
You asked life history time, I guess. I was from a sept in get a Fenris sept originally in Sweden. We were not big or important, but they, the get a Fenris. The life is hard, life is demanding, but it makes them strong. But I
Brow quirk.
I'm sorry to say I could not live up to those standards. You asked how I got injured before. I was not good enough for the get. I was not strong enough. So I left. I did not weaken them. So
You
I'm a
ran
bone
away. You just ran away?
Shady is going to lean around Skavgard slowly and just sort of murmur to no one in particular. Plot twist.
ran away. I guess yes. No. As far as they know, I
Well,
guess I'm dead. It's better for it. I'm not strong enough to be a get, but maybe the bone gnawers showed me maybe I can still do something for Gaia. I'm still alive.
Fuck that. They're no get better than me.
All of the get are stronger than me. They're probably better than me at being what we should be, Gaia's warriors, but I can still do things, provide information. I can still serve Gaia, even if it's not the best way to serve her.
well, I guess you can consider yourself lucky because most don't make it out alive. So must be Gaia's blessing for you to find a tribe that you find home at. Hopefully the bone gnawers could make full use of you, whatever talents you find that you may have.
I don't plan on wasting it.
Oh, gee. Thanks for the condescending tone there, Raya. Appreciate it.
The bone gnawers make the most of little things, and they survive.
Yeah, but you seem to run away or survive by moving away from your problems. At least that's what I've seen so far, from what you've told me.
Oh.
Felix takes a rage.
Yeah, Catch is also going to repeatedly pointing out she is a coward. Oh, fudge nuts. Right, I have to roll something.
Do eat.
I have to roll because I have hatred cowards.
I have a setup in Dice Roller 2.
Dice roller 2.
Yep. That was mistakenly posted in. Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
So seeing as rage is running high, 10 points suddenly a lot more alert. She's keeping a close eye on this situation here.
What's the diff if you're not in a room?
5, I think? Or no, is it 2, 3, so... It is... God damn it.
I think it's diff 4 if you're not in a rune. Well, I don't know how that works, to be honest with you, for any other. I only ever pay attention to me.
Basically, if it's 5 or more, I have 4 successes.
You can spend a point of willpower.
Yeah, and I will, because she is desperately trying to bite her tongue. She will, so yes, she got 4 successes on her rage roll and is looking really quite angry, but her anger is at herself, so she is spending that point of willpower and tamping it down, and because most of her anger is at herself.
Yeah,
Felix will.
It's somewhat at Eric for pointing it out, but mostly at herself, and she is desperately hanging on to her.
Felix.
Diff 4.
Yeah, Felix is going to speak up and say, with respect, Raya, sometimes the only option is to run away.
You're right, but this is not a battle. This was running away from a tribe. A group of people. Not some fucking battle.
With
you come back and fight
respect,
again. I didn't ask you, Felix.
I was sent on my rite of passage. I was sent to go fight for Mori in the Getway, so I went with my teeth and my claws and my dagger, and that was it. And to start with, it went well. I killed one, but there was 2 more, and I thought I was doing great. And then one of them got a hit on me, and it wasn't a nice light hit. Their claws dug deep into my hip and leg, ripping them and making my leg entirely useless. At this point, yes, I did not do the Get a Fenris thing. I was not strong enough. I was afraid for my life. I did not embrace the pain and fight stronger like I was trained to do. I turned and I ran away because I didn't want to die. and I did not see how I could defeat these. I was not strong enough to fight them and to fight the pain, so I ran. And I did not go back because I did not want them to know the shame that I had failed my rite of passage, that I was not strong enough or good enough. I could not strong enough in body or in mind to be a Geta Fenris. So I left. And I found the Bone Gnawers, and they told me that I could still be useful, even if I was the least of Gaia's Garu. Even if I could only be theirs, but they could teach me to survive and still be useful in some way. And the one who took me in told me to come here because he said that the Sept of the Green always needed Garu, even if they weren't the strongest, because there was always things to be done here. And the city needed more skills than just brute strength. So I came. And I am trying to be useful. I know I am not strong enough for some of the fights. I know I am a risk. And nobody is more disappointed and more angry with all of it than myself than me.
He kind of just growls. It's like a very, like, guttural, tinny growl. Fine, so be it. You were weak, and you ran. And now you find home with the Bonars. You may not have been good enough for my tribe, and I may not be a Bonar myself, but you better do more than fucking try. And if I ever see you in battle, and I'm there, and you run away, there's two things are going to happen. One, I'll either kill you myself, or two, I'll put you right back in that fight, right there with me. And you're going to face your cowardice.
If that is your wish, Raya.
And he'll stand at his full height now and kind of do that like slight snarl thing, like, and look away from her.
She will just step back and try and make herself less obvious. It's kind of, yeah, she's still quite agitated, but her shoulders have like hunched in on themselves, and she is once again studying her shoes.
Oh no.
10 points to laying on the blacktop petting a mouse. Like, oh, well, that didn't, that didn't explode. That's good. Pet, pet, pet. Like,
All right, 10 point. You can get up now.
she kind of snaps a little glance aside. Oh, thank you, Raya.
Was the rest of your pack able to make it to the battle, anyways?
She'll ease herself up. My Rayas, with exception of my beta, were able to make it in.
That's good.
They were very.
Time.
They're very enthusiastic, Raya.
I know. I was very enthusiastic myself, where I was. Now I'm here. Fuck. And he kind of just looks at Katya again, like, with daggers. So, what now? Everybody's all quiet and shit. Did I hurt your feelings, Felix?
No, Raya.
Good.
Do you need to vent some of your frustration, Raya? I can go to the training grounds and take breed for him.
No. I'll be fine. I spent a good amount of rage trying to catch up here. Trying to catch the bus, anyways. That's why he was running super, super fast. Many moons spending under Luna's full grace, you kind of come to find ways to manage the rage.
Of course, Raya.
Also, it seems as you advance, it becomes easier. So for now, I'm fine.
And she'll bob her head and then lift the little mousie back up to where it can cling to one of her antlers. And just chill. Probably start chewing on the threads.
Well, I guess I should probably go do some other shit then. Got plenty to do. Why don't you guys inform her of things going on with the meteorite and the Umbra?
Is he gesturing to Katya or to Shady or?
Yeah, both of them, actually.
Ah.
I don't think Shady knows, and I don't think Katya knows. So, but yeah, he'll do that, and he'll kind of like stomp off with like the hammer on his shoulder.
Yep, Timpoint will be a little on the stiff side until he's gotten a good healthy distance, like even a rage considered healthy distance away.
Yeah, and needless to say, like when he walks away again, like he'll actually legit like bump into Katya again. Like if she even wasn't like if she even wasn't even there, excuse me. Not enough to like buck her over, but enough for her to like, feel that 10-foot tall Garu
Yeah,
in Kranos' foot.
she will probably take a little bit of a sort of unstable step backwards and try and balance herself again. But she does not. She will just clench and unclench her fists. But she won't react. Otherwise, she's still staring at her shoes.
As
Really interesting.
as soon as Skavgard is at least far enough out of earshot, Felix will. I said he's out of earshot. Fuck off. And he kind of makes his way over to Katya and says, "Yeah, forget about him. Skavgard doesn't know what it's like to fail."
He is Get a Fenris a rune. He is Wormfoe. He is pretty much the definition of success, is he not? As far as the nation is concerned.
Yeah. comes with a little something extra. Anyway, Felix Sullivan, deed named Negative Exposure, rocks your socks, born on 2 legs on the crescent moon, warrior of cockroach, and fostering to the nation. He offers his hand.
She goes to dip her head, and then she sort of sees the hand and quickly reaches her hand out, but is still sort of looking down a bit. It is good to meet you, Raya.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be the first to tell you, if no one else has. Anyway, New York is a place of new beginnings, where anyone who has failed in the past has a chance to show that they're useful, to show that they can make a change, all that fun stuff.
She will offer him a small smile. That's what I had heard. And Raya and I was, I hope to make that the case. I'm aware of my failings, and as I said, I think I don't plan on making anyone else's failings or weakness if I can manage it.
That's good. I know what it's like. But that is in the past now. It's good to have you.
Thanks.
He looks over at 10 Point, looks over at Shady, looks back to Coucher and says, that being said, there's a lot of shit going on right now. I mean, a lot of shit. There's shadow tentacles coming from an egg in the heart.
Did you just mute yourself?
I did, because my thumb was on the button. What did I say?
Shadow tentacles coming out of a.
There's shadow tentacles you can barely see coming out of a meteor in that museum. And he points in the direction of the museum, even though they may not be able to see it from there. But
Points in the appropriate direction.
weird shit's happening. In case you haven't noticed, in the Umbra, the sept has been surrounded by a Weaver presence. This is more severe than usual, and it's being worked on, but it's a very prevalent issue.
Yeah, gloss over that one real fast. Moving on.
Moving on.
There's Castrophony.
Castrophony. Good 10 points. Castrophony. All of the elemental spirits on sept are scared and are a little hectic right now because some dark evil has reawakened. It's about all we know.
It is an ancient earth elemental Raya that drank from Gaia's veins and became tainted, and now knows nothing but hunger, and given the opportunity, spreads that hunger to other elemental spirits.
It was an earth elemental?
Yes, Raya.
Oh. Huh.
I believe he is also called the Pit.
Yeah, that's what I was told. But I didn't know that he was an earth elemental. That makes more sense. Anyway.
He is not
No one
unknown
likes
to
a
the rock
smartass.
Raya.
Anyway. Top of that, we've got Endron happening, which, I don't know, maybe they're taking care of it right now on their bus to Let's Kill Things land.
I'm sure it went perfectly.
Probably. They're very capable, Garu. On top of that, what else? There's a bit of a scuttle between the pure tribes and the Fianna.
That one I am aware of. The Philodoxes are being kept busy.
Mm-hmm.
Pinpoint is suddenly fascinated with her hands.
And other than that, we have a recent surge in Bane infestation. I don't know who's looked into that. And again, that's not my job. But
It's everyone's job.
it is, in fact, everyone's job. Anyway, we don't go to Staten Island. That's the big bad. You step over that bridge, be prepared to die.
I think, is it William White said something similar.
Okay.
Yeah, he said, yeah, place of death and chaos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Worm
I believe
breeding
it is
grounds.
deeply infested with spirals.
Spirals, leeches, probably everything else under the sun that's not good. But
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
also a ruling that leeches are not to be engaged with, at least of our volition.
I hadn't planned on it, but that's good to know.
Mhm.
You could do such a thing, but I have been told that the sept would not support you in the action, as their presence in the city is considerable.
I don't think that kind of thing would be very good for my health.
No.
Not very yet.
Matter of fact, that is currently posted on the Wormfoe's board outside of his cabin. It's a good place to check because there's a lot of all of the going-ons, except things that need looking into, get posted there, as well as updates that aren't directly delivered to the Wormfoe. So it's a good resource. Utilize that.
Well,
Yes, leeches are bad, but all that other stuff that we were just talking about, that's super super safe and on the up and up, and can in no way harm you if you choose to engage in them. So
I had gotten the impression that the leeches were a passive threat in comparison to the rest. Yes.
sure, she said to fill the dead silence.
I mean, it seems like we have an overabundance of things to keep ourselves, occupied and ways to risk life, limb, and sanity for Gaia. I don't think I need to find more.
Yeah, best to hunker down, pull a rock over top yourself, and keep safe as much as possible.
I think.
I agree.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello.
You're very quiet.
Getting louder! Super Saiyan! Okay. Hear me now?
Better.
Better? Okay. Yeah. No, Felix is going to say, what I think Shady Side Up is trying to say is that this is a good opportunity to prove oneself.
Don't presume to know what I'm trying to say.
Onrai, please.
I will destroy you.
Awkward blink.
Shady nods. Shady nods.
Yeah, Chacha just sort of shifts on her feet and but this place, the sept. I mean, there's lots to do here. There's lots of threats. It's in the middle of a big, crazy city, which I don't know. I don't really feel I've had a chance to explore yet, but I still plan on trying to do that at some point.
Yeah.
It's relatively safe. Don't let any of these other people try to scare you out of leaving the set boundaries. You'll be fine.
I mean, I was kind of more worried about getting lost.
The only advice I have about that is to do so in the Tellurian, because if you do so in the Umbra, you will probably die by spider. Death by spider is not a good way to go.
Yeah,
Drama queen.
I had
It
heard
does.
something about that. Why is the spider so crazy and stifling here?
Yes, Felix. Why are they so crazy and stifling here?
Semantics, we're working on it. Anyway, next option.
Okay. I
The
mean,
Tellurian has been fairly safe. As long as I'm without my antlers, even I can walk the streets here. And in the Umbra, it seems that the Weaver has found a certain amount of strength to the point where they have the resources to press at our borders. If they did not have perhaps so much overabundance of resources, they would be forced to pull back and to deal with their own matters rather than pressing into ours.
Shady wanders over to where 10 Point is. She's still on the ground. She ever get up? I don't know. I missed that.
She finally did stand up.
Okay. And Shady's going to sit in front of her and then poke her knee with a paw. Say, what are you?
She blinks
After
down.
that long-winded diatribe.
Oh,
Earnest, questioning gaze.
excuse me. I am known as 10 Point. I am a Theurge-born Metis of the Fianna and Cleath to the nation. Meanwhile, as she's giving this very sincere greeting, the mouse that has been just chilling on her antler and idly chewing at the strands that are holding up all the little baubles between her antlers finally bites through, and one of them swings down and smacks her right in the face. And actually, before I forget again, she currently has one properly grown antler. The other is still covered in velvet from the regrowing process, and she's currently down an eye.
okay.
So yeah, she gives that a very sincere greeting and then is thwacked in the face with a little, one of those little crystals tied to a string between her antlers.
Always thus to know-it-alls, Shady says with a nod after she gets smacked in the face with the thing. And then she turns and walks over and plops herself next to Felix.
So, that aside, not a whole hell of a lot else.
Did we need any more?
No, but we're gonna get more. I just know it.
And she's gone. Katie might actually be gone too.
I'm not gone.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
She's back.
I am
Hey.
back, and it didn't actually cut off. It had told me it had cut off, but because of my browser, but apparently it hasn't. It's still going, which is good. Sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Did you hear what was the last thing you heard?
I heard Shady, like, questioning 10 Point.
Oh.
Questioning. She was talking shit. Let's be serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the wake of that, 10
After
Point
10 Point got
admittedly.
smacked in the face by the splitting thing. That was, yeah.
Yeah, I believe she said something along the line of "Thus happens to know-it-alls," and then trotted back over to Felix. Meanwhile, 10 Point is left looking kind of puzzled, like, "I'm not sure how that went.
And
Pretty sure it wasn't good."
yeah, Felix just said, other than that, I don't think there's anything else.
We
To
really
which-
need anything else?
To which Felix retorted, No, we don't, but we will. We'll get more. We always do.
You glass walkers.
I suppose at least
You're like a
he's-
Fiji water half full, or half empty, rather.
I'm more of a Voss man myself, but
we don't run the risk of getting bored, at least.
no. Because even then, they've invented a fun little game called Punch Face.
Although sometimes it might be nice to be somewhere quiet just for a little bit.
Oh, I know all the best places. There's this one tunnel, and I'm being serious. The junkies hardly ever use it. It's kind of a miracle in Central Park in the Tellurian, to be honest.
If you know quiet places in this city and you'd be willing to share, I might appreciate that sometime.
And speaking of tunnels, 10 Point suddenly perks up out of nowhere and kind of glances between the Bonars, still keeping her eyes fairly low, but nonetheless glancing between them and saying, "Oh, tunnels. Sewers. I was briefly caught in one enacting a chiminage, and there was something in there. I saw eyes, I saw teeth. I did not see or hear much else, but it was as big as I was."
Yeah, the sewers are pretty nasty.
I was not aware.
Now you know.
Is that common?
There are all manner of things down there. I've even seen alligators.
Oh,
Alligators? Is
Yes.
not the wrong part of the world? I thought that was, down warmer places.
Don't question it. They exist.
Okay.
Point is,
That-
don't go swimming in the sewers.
she kind of gives
That-
her head a shake to clear it, like, "Huh."
That reaffirming moment when we've just said that we don't need more, and there it is, like magic.
I was trying not to think of it, Raya, but it bore mention.
It's probably
lost,
not a big deal.
Yes, whatever it was did not take over much interest and ended up moving away from me, but it was nonetheless a very jarring experience.
Well,
I guess it's actually been, I mean, missed the bus and that wasn't great, but it's been really good to meet more people. And thank you for giving me the heads up on the things. I should probably go. I was working on some stuff at the forge.
Forge.
I'll say 10 point even perks up. There's a forge?
Yeah. Well, I was shown to one. I mean, it's not the best equipped, but there's like shed with, well, it works enough for my skill anyway.
Sorry, the irony. Smith the Smith.
Shut up, Felix.
Oh, you shut up.
Ready?
Says the guy dating Taylor the Tailor. Lol.
Shh, 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 shh. Nobody knows that.
Sure they don't.
Sometimes we choose names for ourselves because they fit.
I
Would
see.
They're
you?
named
Has,
because
has, has anyone told you that you are disgustingly timid?
no one had said it to my face yet.
You're welcome. We're going to work on that.
She just smiles. But yeah. I'm gonna go. I promised someone I'd do some things.
Would you mind if I walked with you? I might be able to assist you in whatever projects you're working on, but I would very much like to see the smithy.
Yeah, sure, of course.
And she'll bob her head. Gratefully.
If it's not a bother to you, Raya, we'll head off. I have some more things to make for my chiminage, and I was working on some weapons. So
By all means, I and he looks down to Shady and says, and then looks back. I need to go smell some stuff.
Blink.
Don't question it.
Mm-hmm.
but I'd extend the offer to you if you're working on things with the Weaver and whatnot. I don't claim to know anything about it or much about the spirits, but I have some ears in places I can occasionally. Well, the person who told me to come here had contacts and passed on the details to me, so I occasionally hear stuff that's going on in the city or can find out some things. I can't promise to find everything, but I can always keep an ear out for stuff for you.
Do you have a phone?
Not yet. William said he was going to get me one or help me get one, but it never got sorted yet. We all got a bit distracted.
Say no more. And Felix reaches into his spider satchel and pulls out a burner phone and offers it to Katja.
She will.
Shady looks to Felix and says, "Has anyone ever told you that you are disgustingly cliche?"
Always, all the time, to my face.
Good, as long as you know.
Yeah. Has anyone told you that you're a bitch?
Slow blink. Is the sky blue? Is the grass green?
You right.
Well, I'm glad we settled that.
Felix looks back to Katja and says, "This is yours now. My number is in it, and should you find anything interesting on the Weaver front, please let me know."
Sure. Then either way, I'll appreciate it, and I will. Yeah, I'll see if my ears hear anything.
Thank you kindly. God be with you.
And with you. Come on, 10 Point. It's this way. It was shady. I'm sure I'll see you around.
Yeah, I live under the Wormpost cabin. I'm easy to find.
Sure. I'm still staying at the Cardboard Palace for now.
Makes sense.
And with that, she will turn and give the both a nod and sort of gesture to 10 Point and head off in the direction of the forge.
10 Point will eagerly follow.
Once they're far enough away, Shady will look over to Felix and then back at the other two and go, "Ah, it's adorable. Look at him."
They don't know yet.
They'll learn.
All right. What are we
You know
smelling
that
next? I'm sorry.
you know you didn't give her the string that plugs into the wall, right? That attaches to the phone.
Right. Well, gives us another reason to meet, doesn't it?
I suppose it does.
And optimism wins the day today. All right. What are we smelling out next?
I don't know. You're the one. Wait, where did Eric go?
That way.
I don't have plans.
Want to catch up with him? See if he's making venison again?
Sure. That should be fun.
All right. And Felix turns, starts to walk in that direction.
And if everyone was happy, I think with that we can end our scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, any watchers, for watching, and have a good night.